Welcome back to Historic Coin, the channel where forgotten coins come alive with their hidden stories. Today we are going to explore a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but once you discover its history, you will realize it is much more than just a piece of bronze. This is the 1988 British one-penny coin, a coin that silently witnessed the life of Britain in the late 1980s. Imagine holding in your hand a small piece of metal that traveled through countless pockets, shops, and hands, carrying with it the culture and economy of an entire nation. In today's video, we will take you through its design, history, symbolism, and collectible value. I promise, once you start this journey, you will not want to miss a single second, because the story of this coin is truly fascinating. So let's begin our journey into the world of the 1988 one-penny coin. The transition to decimalization. To understand the 1988 penny, we need to go back a little in time. Britain had switched to the decimal currency system in 1971, replacing the old pounds, shillings, and pence system with a simpler structure. The penny became an essential part of this new system, being used in millions of everyday transactions. By 1988, the decimal penny had already established itself as one of the most common coins in circulation. It was not just money. It was a symbol of a modernizing Britain that was adapting to global standards of currency. Every time someone bought a sweet, paid a bus fare, or saved loose change, the one penny was there, playing its part in daily life. The obverse design. On the obverse of the 1988 one penny, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch in British history. This particular portrait was designed by Arnold Machon, and it is one of the most iconic images of the Queen. She is shown wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a delicate crown that emphasizes her elegance and authority. Around the portrait are the words, Elizabeth II, DG Reg FD, 1988. The Latin inscription means Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This reminds us of her dual role as both the political head of state and the spiritual head of the Church of England. For millions of people, seeing this portrait on their coins was a reminder of stability, continuity, and tradition. The reverse design. The reverse side of the coin features the crowned portcullis with chains, a design created by the talented Christopher Ironside. The portcullis is a strong iron gate used in castles, and over time it became a symbol of the Palace of Westminster, the home of the British Parliament. The crown above the gate shows the connection between monarchy and government. Around this image, the words one penny are written clearly, with the number 1 placed at the bottom. It is a simple design, yet it carries centuries of symbolism, linking the power of Parliament and the tradition of the monarchy into a single image that the public could recognize instantly. The symbolism of the portcullis. The portcullis was not just chosen at random. It had deep meaning in British tradition. It represented strength, protection, and authority. In medieval times, a portcullis was lowered to block enemies from entering castles, symbolizing safety and defense. By the time of the 1988 penny, it had become a symbol of Parliament, representing the gate through which laws, democracy, and governance flow. Adding a crown on top made it clear that the monarchy and Parliament were both integral to the British state. Every time people looked at this coin, they were reminded of the institutions that shaped their daily lives. 1988. A year in context. The year 1988 was an important moment in British history. The country was under the leadership of Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, whose economic reforms were transforming Britain's industries and financial systems. This was a period of change, modernization, and sometimes controversy. Internationally, Britain was also adapting to its role in a rapidly changing world, from European politics to global trade. The 1988 penny, though small, is a time capsule of that year. It circulated through shops, markets, and homes, witnessing the lives of ordinary citizens during a politically and economically significant period. Specifications of the coin. The 1988 one-penny coin was made of bronze, an alloy consisting of copper, tin, and zinc. It weighed about 3.56 grams and had a diameter of 20.3 millimeters. The coin had a smooth edge, unlike many coins with reeded sides. Its size and weight made it convenient for everyday use, and its durability meant it could remain in circulation for decades. Even though it was considered just a small denomination coin, the effort and precision that went into its creation showed the Royal Mint's commitment to quality and consistency. Queen Elizabeth II's portraits and evolution. One fascinating aspect of British coins is the way they show the monarch's changing image over the years. The 1988 penny still used Arnold Machine's portrait, which had been in circulation since 1968. This portrait was admired for its elegance, showing the Queen in her youth and grace. Later years would update the portrait to reflect her aging. But in 1988, the coin still carried the youthful image, even though the Queen herself was already in her early 60s. For collectors, comparing these portraits across different years is like watching the story of the monarchy unfold through art and metal. The role of the Royal Mint. The Royal Mint, based in Llantrisant, Wales, was responsible for producing the 1988 one-penny coin. With a history stretching back more than 1,100 years, the Mint had established itself as one of the most respected institutions in the world of coinage. Every coin, whether small like the penny or large like the pound, had to meet strict quality standards. The precision of the design, the consistency of the weight, and the clarity of the inscriptions all reflect the Mint's dedication to excellence. This is why even an ordinary coin like the 1988 penny still carries a beauty that attracts collectors. Cultural importance of the penny. The penny has always been more than just money in Britain. It has entered the culture, language, and even childhood memories of people. Phrases like, "a penny for your thoughts," or "spending a pretty penny," reflect its deep cultural influence. For children of the 1980s, pennies were pocket money treasures, often saved in jars or spent on sweets and small toys. Holding a 1988 penny today can bring back memories of that simpler time, making it a nostalgic artifact as well as a piece of currency. Collectability and value. Today, is the 1988 penny valuable today? In most cases, the standard 1988 penny is not considered rare, because millions were minted and circulated widely. However, collectors still prize coins in excellent or uncirculated condition. A shiny, well-preserved 1988 penny can be a nice addition to a coin collection, especially when placed alongside other decimal pennies from different years. While its financial value may not be extremely high, its historical and sentimental value make it worth keeping. For true collectors, the worth of a coin is not always measured in money, but in the story it tells. Why collectors admire this coin. Collectors admire the 1988 one penny for many reasons. It represents a specific period in British history, connects to the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, and displays the artistry of Christopher Ironside and Arnold Machine. It also shows how even small coins carry big messages of authority, tradition, and culture. When added to a collection, it helps complete the story of British decimal coins, bridging the gap between the early 1970s issues and the later changes in design and composition. For many enthusiasts, the 1988 penny is a humble but important piece of the puzzle. And so we come to the end of our journey into the 1988 British one-penny coin. From its elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II to the symbolic crowned portcullis on the reverse, this coin tells a story of monarchy, parliament, culture, and history. It may have only been worth a penny in its day, but today it carries much greater value as a reminder of Britain's past. At Historic Coin, we believe every coin has a hidden tale waiting to be told, and the 1988 penny is no exception. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because many more fascinating coin stories are on the way. Remember, coins are not just money. They are history you can hold in your hands.